So yeah, I started the seasonal lifestyle about 2 years ago, about 2022, I think, when I came from college up here and then just decided to do this. So 3 years maybe. The seasonal lifestyle, I definitely feels different and strays away from like the normal 9 to 5. And I really like that. The seasonal lifestyle pretty much allows me to come outside and come up here and just play for work. It's kind of how I look at it and do the things that I really like. And then in the off season, I have made enough money in the summertime to really just hang out and just go adventure and travel in other places if I want. Or I can also work, which I've also done in the wintertime, and go check out some new place that I haven't seen and do the exact same thing. So Ketchikan's like a second home to me, really. I like to come here in the summertime, and I like how slowed down the island life is, and everybody just feels so welcoming, and I love the adventure around here, the hiking, the kayaking. It's kind of a place to come and have fun. What Alaska means to me, like before I came up here, was just a new place to come and adventure and really explore what it was going to be like to come somewhere else and really just have a new beginning and just a different way of life to come and figure out what it's like. I had heard, or I'd met somebody who had worked up here in Alaska and told me to come like look for a job. And I started calling like a bunch of national parks, like looking for jobs. And then eventually they pointed me to a website called Coolworks, where pretty much you go to that website and it asks you like, you know, like where you want to work, like location, job description, and like with or without housing when you go onto the website. So I just did like Alaska tour guide with housing, and a bunch of jobs came up and I just applied for a bunch, and this is the one that, you know, spoke out to me the most. Some of the other jobs that I applied for were a raft guide up in Denali National Park, and then like a zipline guide in Palmer. My brother did not come up here the same time that I did, so I came up here my first season and he didn't work up here. He was still in high school, and he came up here, I want to say in like July, with my dad just to come visit. They'd never been to Alaska, so they were like, oh, well, now's finally our chance to go. Came up here, and you know, my brother from then on was like, yeah, like, you know, I wouldn't work up there or anything. It's like, all right, cool. So moving on to like the winter time, and I decided I was going to come up here for my second season, and my brother was just about to graduate high school, and he didn't really know what he wanted to do, so he decided that he was going to come up here. We came up here at slightly different times, but it's amazing having him. Like, we like to go hike and we like to go fish together. I mean, it's pretty much like the second we get off work, it's like, all right, what are we doing today? And him and I are just off doing fun stuff. The community here on arrival is fantastic. Everybody's super welcoming. Like the second you get here, everybody's just, you know, super quick to introduce you, like, or introduce themselves to you. And, you know, they're really quick to show you around and be super, super helpful. And then with me returning, everybody was just really excited to see me back and, you know, kind of get me back into the flow of things as well. So I'm originally from Cape Coral, Florida, and that is where I spend most of the time in my off season. I'll go back to Florida, but I usually do a bit of traveling over the off season as well. Yeah, so the kind of traveling that I did over this past winter, I did quite a bit of camping in the Everglades National Park, but the main thing I did was a road trip up here to Alaska from Florida, where I stopped at all the national parks along the way. I drove up the coast of California, so I just took the Pacific Coast Highway all the way up, and then stopped in Redwood National Park. And then after stopping in Redwood National Park, I went to Crater Lake National Park in Oregon. And then I have a friend who lives in Brewster, Washington, so I stayed with him for that night, and then left, went across the border to Canada, and then went to Jasper National Park in Alberta. And then from there, cut across through British Columbia and the Yukon to Whitehorse to then down to Skagway. And then I hopped on the ferry, which I think it took about 3 days to get here on the ferry from Skagway. So that was kind of cool. I like posted my hammock up in the solarium and just slept in there rather than getting a cabin, and just hung out for 3 days. Yeah, it's a little strange living on a ferry kind of after that, but at the same time, it's so completely normal. Like, now that I see how the ferries actually run and how they actually work compared to what it's like living on one now, where it's just not even close to the same thing. But it's kind of how I would imagine it to be. All right, my brother, Michael Ethan, he came up here with me to come tour guide, but for starters, let's check out the bar. The bar is not really operational for us anymore. Like, you know, we don't have a bartender here for us or anything, but this is a cool spot where we can come and make our coffee in the morning if we want, chill out here. We also have a TV here as well, where we'll sit down and watch some movies, and then there's plenty of board games and puzzles and things like that that you can see. So this is just a pretty nice hangout area. And then around the corner here, this is where we have our refrigerators, or at least we have a few of them. So people just kind of keep their food on like a shelf and they try to write their name down and everything. That way we all know whose food is what, but it's all in here. And then we'll take our food from here and then we'll walk over to the kitchen, which you guys can follow me from there. This is another one of our kitchens. We do have a couple refrigerators and freezers in here. Then all of our other like cooking supplies, we have pans and things over here. And then we have more hot plates and skillets down in this area here. But yeah, people come in here and they cook their meals and they eat their food right here on these tables. Now from here, we'll take y'all into the theater room.
Yeah, so this is the movie room. This is my personal favorite hangout spot, and it is by far the warmest room in the ship. You know, you can set up your Xbox here or something, play some video games, take the couch cushions off, put them on the ground, get like a party setting going, make it your own little private club, a movie theater. There's nothing bad about it. I like to sleep in here sometimes on my days off too. It's so comfy. It's so comfy.
We've been having a Lord of the Rings marathon in here over the past couple of days, and it gets real dark and just real warm and cozy in here. But we'll head on up to the galley now. So in here is our galley. It's still a work in progress, but they do have breakfast, lunch, and dinner for us. At least that's the plan. Starting, I think, next week, but right now they have dinners for us. So we go right through here. Doesn't look like any of the cooks are in here right now, but we walk in here and we'll come up to the front right over here, and then they have all of our food. So last night they had baked chicken, potatoes, and green beans all laid out in here. So we came over here and then we get a drink provided with our meal. So they'll fill up this cooler right here with like waters and sodas, etc. And then typically these are gonna be filled up for grab and go, like breakfast and lunch and stuff. So we'll walk in here, we'll grab what we want out of there, and then right behind us over here, we'll have our cashier sitting here. We'll come over here, we'll swipe our card, and we'll take our food, and then we'll head out this door over here. And then, yeah, then we take a seat at just really anywhere. Typically, we sit at like these first two tables. That's where just me and my friends like to hang out. But yeah, this is our galley portion. And then from here, we have a game room that we'll take you guys to next. Well, I guess since we have to pass through it first, this is our laundry room as well. So we'll come through here. A lot of people like to leave their stuff here for like their laundry detergent. I'll keep my stuff in my room and I'll bring it as I come here. But these are all of our washers here. And then we have our dryers right over here as well. It's $2 for a wash and $2 for a dry, so it's really not too bad. And then we have our game room right through this door here. What's going on, guys?
What up?
Yeah, so then this is our game room. So a lot of people like to come in here and watch movies or play games or things like that. We also have like a little bit of basketball and foosball right here as well. So this is just overall a super chill like hangout area. Yeah, so up here is the solarium. This is one of the coolest spots to hang out on the ship just because it gives you the feel of being outside while staying underneath this covered portion here. And then when you're right here, you can see the mountains behind us over there. It's a little foggy today, but normally you can see like multiple waterfalls coming straight down from those mountains, which is awesome. And then when the salmon start running in the air, a lot of us like to stand up here because you can see the schools of them coming through. And we'll talk to the people down at the bottom so they know where to cast so they can catch the salmon. But other than that, we have our grills up here. So a lot of times we do come up here and we grill. This is also just another hangout spot. We'll sit around, you can see all the chairs, but we also have parties after work up here. So we'll have like employee appreciation up here. I think, what was it, after our first ship day?
Yeah.
For our last ship day, we had all of the employees come up here. And then we had, I think it was the housing manager's husband was up here grilling like burgers for us, a table of just like potato salad and things like that, chips, french fries, whatever, just lined up here, and we just had a bunch of music and we all hung up out here. So yeah, this is another cool hangout spot. But where should we go? The cabin level from here?
Yeah.
Yeah? After you, dude.
To the cabins. got little secret passageways hidden throughout here.
Yeah, so this is the cabin level of the ship. This is where everybody's rooms are at.
The living quarters are pretty good, actually. Mine's a little bit different than most of the other ones on the ship, but yeah, pretty much every room has a sink and bathroom and a couple beds and a window for the most part, unless you're on the inside cabin. But yeah, I mean, they're pretty comfy beds and it's got everything you really need to be in the room. I know the ship can hold up to 450 people and we're expecting to have 140 people on board this year. So, but you know, each room has like 4 beds. So we don't try to put 4 to a room, try to put like 2 to a room at the most, but yeah, we're gonna be pretty full.
This is the purser's desk. So the housing manager, she stays in here, and then if we have any mail or anything, it's all laid out right here, or any sort of like new information for us that we need to know about any upcoming changes on the ship or anything like that. It's all gonna be laid out here. They do our laundry once a week. We can come put them in these bins right here, and they'll come and collect it for us, which is just more of our linens and things like that. This is actually our housing manager right here, Miss Christy. Hi.
Hi. How's it going?
It's going good.
Yeah. Welcome.
Yeah, I guess you want to tell us about what you do on here.
Well, pretty much I make sure all the residents are happy, fed, and comfortable. We do plan some events to where we'll have some entertainment here for them. Once a month, we'll plan a big dinner for them. Just something to kind of keep everybody committed to being a community here. Very big about that. So yeah, so far so good. Yeah.
She does a great job. She's definitely the best housing manager that I've had so far.
100%.
So, yeah, super thankful for her. But
the boat mom.
she is the boat mom. But she's actually got her little dragon right
This is
here.
the male mascot. This is Drogon.
This is Drogon, yep. I guess, I don't know if you want to tell them about Drogon. I don't know about Drogon.
Well, he is a Tampa, Florida native. So this is his first experience with Alaska. I think he's been welcomed very well. I think all the residents enjoy talking to him and hanging out with him. So he's a good little therapy piece for the Mal. So we're happy to have him here.
Oh, that's awesome. Sweet.
Thank you.
Cool.
Sweet.
So yeah, this is just the rest of the cabin level. Everybody's rooms are through here, but we're gonna head on down to the car deck from here. Thank you, Christy.
Thank you, Chrissy.
Yeah, so this is the car deck. You know, the car deck at one point did just tie down cars that stayed in here as the ferry was moving along, but now we come down here and we sometimes hang out. We actually have a little volleyball net on the other side. And we have the basketball hoop right here like we like to hang out with and play games on.
And the gym, of course. I was actually down here yesterday. We got some new dumbbells too.
Were you
Last
really?
year we only had 1 set. Now we got like 2 or 3 sets of dumbbells. We got a calisthenic machine, a treadmill. We got everything you need down here.
Yeah, so this is the Malaspina gym.
This
Yeah.
is cool because you can hit any muscle on this machine, but it's like your body weight. So you're doing like calisthenics type stuff. And there's the volleyball net that we were telling y'all about too.
Yeah, maybe it's more like badminton or something, but
Yeah,
we'll come over here and use that. Then we have the basketball hoop. But the best part is we have these e-bikes over here. And we can sign out these e-bikes and we can ride them around on the inside, or we can take them into town or something like that. So yeah, this is really fun, really cool. But then I guess lastly, the last little portion of the car deck that we have here, we can come down to this ramp and we can sign out any of these kayaks over here to use. So if we want to take them out in the cove and go kayak, we're more than welcome to do so. Also, we'll drop crab pots right off the side here, and we do catch some pretty good sized Dungeness crab here. So we'll all get together and try to have a big crab boil every once in a while. So yeah, that's the Malaspina for you guys.
I do a lot of different things when I'm not working. Funny enough, I end up doing the things I do for work when I'm not working as well. But when I'm not working, I'll take out a kayak or I'll go fishing. I really like to dive, so I do like scuba diving up here and snorkeling as well. Every Saturday at the rec, they have indoor soccer that I go and play. So yeah, go to the rec, hike, kayak, things like that. Yeah, lastly, I just want to say I'm just super thankful for all the people that are here at the mill. Like, I'm very thankful for my boss, Tim, and He's probably the best boss I've ever had, really. Like, he allows me to go and have fun in the off time of work, and allows me to really play with my schedule so I can go see other places in Alaska or just other places that I want to go as well during the season, and just, you know, treats me with a lot of respect. So I'm very thankful for him, and I'm just thankful for all the people that are on board with me, all of my other coworkers. You know, we all really support each other, and like, it's a big team, and really couldn't do it without them either. And then same with like my family back home. Just, it's not always the easiest to come up for a seasonal job, because, you know, you leave all your friends and eventually you get more and more used to it. But I'm just super thankful for them giving me just like the courage to come up and do things like this. And I'm super thankful for having my brother up here as well. You know, it's always nice to have like your built-in best friend come around and come adventure with you. So yeah.